Good morning, students. So, how are you all? Okay, so today I'm going to start a new chapter which is Interior of the Earth, and in this chapter we will learn about the interior part of the earth or the interior activities like earthquake and the volcanic eruption also. Clear? So, let's start with the introduction. So, what do you imagine about the nature of the earth? Do you imagine it to be a solid ball like cricket ball or a hollow ball with a thick cover of rocks, that is lithosphere? And have you ever seen photographs or images of a volcanic eruption on the television screen? So can you recollect the emergence of hot molten lava, dust, smoke, fire and magma flowing out of the volcanic crater? No. So the interior of the earth can be understood only by indirect evidences, as neither anyone has nor anyone can reach the interior of the earth. Clear? So the configuration of the surface of the earth is largely a product of the processes operating in the interior of the earth. Exogenic as well as endogenic processes are constantly shaping the landscape. Exogenic or the endogenic processes means internal or the external activities. Okay. So, a proper understanding of the physiographic character of a region remains incomplete if the facts of endogenic processes are ignored. So human life is largely influenced by the physiography of the region. So therefore, it is necessary that one gets acquainted with the forces that influence landscape development. To understand why the earth shakes or how a tsunami wave is generated, it is necessary that we know certain details of the interior of the earth. So it is very interesting to know how scientists have gathered information about these layers and what are the characteristics of each of these layers. So this is exactly what this chapter deals with. So now we will know about the interior of the earth by some sources of information. So the earth's radius is 6,370 kilometer. So no one can reach the center of the earth and make observations or collect samples of the materials only. So under such conditions, you may wonder how scientists tell us about the earth's interior and the type of materials that exist at such depths. So most of our knowledge about the interior of the earth is largely based on estimates and inferences. Clear? So there are two type of sources, in direct sources or the indirect sources. So we can get the information by the sources, these direct or the indirect. So come to the direct sources. So we can include this in this rocks, volcanic eruption, drilling projects. So the most easily available solid earth material is surface rock or the rocks we get from mining areas. Clear? And the gold mines in South Africa are as deep as 3 to 4 kilometer, and going beyond this depth is not possible as it is very hot at this depth. So besides mining, scientists have taken up a number of projects to penetrate deeper depths to explore the conditions in the crustal portions. Scientists world over are working on two major projects. Remember these two projects because it will come to your exam also. So these are the deep ocean drilling projects and integrated ocean drilling projects. So the deepest drill at Kola in Arctic Ocean has so far reached a depth of 12 km, and this and many deep drilling projects have provided large volume of information through the analysis of materials collected at different depths. Volcanic eruption. So volcanic eruption forms another source of obtaining direct information. How? As and when the molten material is thrown onto the surface of the earth during volcanic eruption, it becomes available for laboratory analysis. Now come to the another source, which is indirect sources. So analysis of properties of matter indirectly provides information about the interior, and we know through the mining activity that pressure and temperature increases with the increasing distance from the surface towards the interior in deeper depths. क्योंकि अर्थ का जो इंटीरियर पार्ट है इट इज़ वेरी हॉट और द टेम्परेचर और द प्रेशर इज़ देयर वेरी हाई. Clear? So it is also known that the density of the material also increases with the depth. It is possible to find the rate of change of these characteristics. So knowing the total thickness of the earth, scientists have estimated the values of temperature, pressure and the density of materials at different depths. And the another source of information are the meteors that at times reach the earth. And another indirect source includes gravitational force, magnetic fields and seismic activities also. So now come to the first one, the interior activity is earthquake. Yes. So firstly, what is earthquake, or what do you mean by the earthquakes? Okay. So the study of seismic waves provides a complete picture of the layered interior. So an earthquake in simple words is shaking of the earth. Clear? So it is a natural event. It is caused due to release of energy which generates waves that travel in all direction. So ये जो earthquakes हैं ये क्या है, शेकिंग ऑफ द अर्थ. और ये कैसे होता है, जब एनर्जी रिलीज होती है हर डायरेक्शन में किसी एक पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट से. क्लियर? वेव्स के थ्रू. ओके. एंड अनदर क्वेश्चन इज व्हाई डज द अर्थ शेक. अर्थ क्यों शेक करता है? So the release of energy occurs along a fault. A fault is a sharp break in the crustal rocks. Rocks along a fault tend to move in opposite direction as the overlying rock strata press them. The friction locks them together. So however, their tendency to move apart at some point of time overcomes the friction. As a result, the blocks get deformed and eventually they slide past one another abruptly. So this causes a release of energy and the energy waves travel in all directions. Clear? And the earth shakes. Now yes, and three things are here. These are the terms: focus, hypocenter and the epicenter. So the point where the energy is released is called the focus of an earthquake. जिस जगह से एनर्जी रिलीज हो रही है उस पॉइंट को हम क्या बोलेंगे? फोकस. एंड ऑल्टरनेटिवली इट इज़ कॉल्ड द हाइपोसेंटर, और दूसरे शब्दों में इसको हम हाइपोसेंटर भी कह सकते हैं. एंड द एनर्जी वेव्स ट्रैवलिंग इन डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस रीच द सरफेस. The point on the surface nearest to the focus is called epicenter. और जो उसकी पॉइंट जो हाइपोसेंटर के एकदम पास वाला जो पॉइंट होगा जहाँ पर जो है एनर्जी रिलीज होती है उसके जस्ट पास वाला जो एरिया होगा उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? एपीसेंटर. जिस जगह से शुरू हुआ है विच इज़ कॉल्ड फोकस और द हाइपोसेंटर, और उसके पास वाला नियर बाय एरिया इज कॉल्ड एपीसेंटर. सो इट इज़ अ पॉइंट डायरेक्टली अबव द फोकस. क्लियर? वेरी गुड. Now come to the earthquake waves. So earthquake waves कितने टाइप की होती हैं, क्या है, जस्ट देखते हैं इसको. ठीक है. So all natural earthquakes take place in the lithosphere, and you will learn about different layers on the earth after the in your another chapter also. So it is sufficient to note here that the lithosphere refers to the portion of the depth up to 200 kilometers from the surface of the earth. So an instrument called seismograph records the waves reaching the surface. Clear? Okay. So come to the earthquake waves. So earthquake waves are basically of two types: body waves and surface waves. So body waves are generated due to the release of energy at the focus and move in all directions traveling through the body of the earth. तो body waves क्या है? ये वो वेव्स हैं या वो एनर्जी है जो कि जनरेट होती है जब एनर्जी फोकस यानी कि जो उसका पॉइंट है, जिस जगह से एनर्जी रिलीज हो रही है उस पॉइंट से जब एनर्जी रिलीज होती है सारे डायरेक्शंस में, ठीक है, तो अर्थ पर यानी कि अर्थ की बॉडी जो है अर्थ पर ये हर डायरेक्शन में क्या करेगी, मूव करेगी या ट्रैवल करेगी। तो इस टाइप की जो वेव्स होती हैं उसको बोलते हैं हम बॉडी वेव्स। ओके, सो द बॉडी वेव्स इंटरेक्ट विद द सरफेस रॉक्स एंड जनरेट न्यू सेट ऑफ वेव्स। और जब ये सरफेस रॉक्स के साथ मिलती है तो एक और सेट ये जो तैयार करती है वेव्स का, उसको हम कहते हैं सरफेस वेव्स। क्लियर? सो दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द body waves and the surface waves. So these waves move along the surface. The velocity of waves changes as they travel through materials with different densities. The denser the material, the higher is the velocity. Their direction also changes as they reflect or refract when coming across materials with different densities. Clear? Okay. So body waves are two types, P waves and the S waves. ठीक है, there are two types of body waves. They are called P waves or the S waves. So P waves move faster and are the first to arrive at the surface. Clear? And these are also called primary waves. The P waves are similar to sound waves. Sound waves की तरह ही होती हैं ये, and they travel through gaseous, liquid and solid materials also. S waves arrive at the surface with some time lag. S waves P waves के कुछ समय के बाद आती हैं, ठीक है, and these are called secondary waves. P waves are called primary waves and S waves are called secondary waves. तो P for primary, S for secondary. So an important fact about S waves is that they can travel only through solid materials, whereas P waves move through the liquid, gaseous and the solid materials. Clear? So this characteristic of the S waves is quite important. It has helped scientists to understand the structure of the interior of the earth. So reflection causes waves to rebound, whereas refraction makes waves move in different directions. Clear? Now you can understand this by the diagram also. Okay, we'll come to the diagram. Yes, in this part we will learn about the earthquake waves also. So now come to the another topic, propagation of earthquake waves. तो ये कैसे उत्पन्न होती हैं, ठीक है, इनके बारे में जानते हैं. So let's come to the diagram also. So now you can see here, just a minute. Yes. So you can see here, this is a P waves and this is a S waves. P waves move through the air, gas, gaseous, liquid and the solid materials, and S waves moves only the move through the solid materials only. Clear? So this is the amplitude कि किस surface waves जो है ये, these are the surface waves, this is the amplitude, कि इनका जो amplitude कितना है, कैसे इनको रिकॉर्ड किया जाता है. तो through seismograph we can record these the direction of the waves. So the variation in the direction of waves are inferred with the help of their record on seismograph. The surface waves are the last to report on seismograph. So this is a very important thing. The surface waves are the last to report on seismograph. So these waves are more destructive. These waves are more destructive. So they cause displacement of rocks and hence the collapse of structures occurs. So जो भी collapse होता है rocks में, जो भी displacement होता है वो किसकी वजह से होता है? Surface waves की वजह से होता है. Clear? Okay. Now how they propagate? ये कैसे propagate होती हैं उसके बारे में समझ लेते हैं एक बारी. So different types of earthquake waves travel in the different manner. As they move or propagate, they cause vibration in the body of the rocks through which they pass. जब ये वहाँ से move करती हैं तो एक vibration जैसा होता है rocks के अंदर. सो P waves vibrate parallel to the direction of the wave. P waves जो है always move in the parallel to the direction of the waves. So this exerts pressure on the material in the direction of the propagation. Clear? So as a result, it creates density differences in the material leading to stretching and squeezing of the material. Or other three waves vibrate perpendicular to the direction of the propagation. So the direction of vibration of S waves is perpendicular to the wave direction in the vertical plane. So they create troughs and crests in the material through which they pass, and surface waves are considered to be the most damaging waves. Clear? That's good. Okay, now come to the another topic, emergence of shadow zone. So what is shadow zone? क्या है ये shadow zone? So earthquake waves get recorded in seismographs located at far off locations, and however there exist some specific areas where the waves are not reported. देखिए जहाँ तक कुछ वेव्स ऐसी होती हैं जो स्पेसिफिक एरियाज तक पहुँचती नहीं हैं, ठीक है. सो सच अ जोन इज कॉल्ड द शैडो जोन. Clear? So the study of different events reveals that for each earthquake there exist and altogether different shadow zones. So we can say, look, we can see this with the diagram also. Clear? Now you will understand better. Okay, so it was observed that seismographs located at any distance within 105 degree from the epicenter. See, now we are talking about the S waves. See, this is the movement of S waves, shadow zone. This is the shadow zone जहाँ पे इसकी जो movement है या इसकी waves जो है वो नहीं पहुँच रही है, ठीक है. मैक्सिमम दे रीच द 105 डिग्री ओनली, ठीक है. हेयर ऑल्सो 105 डिग्री ओनली. तो एस वेव्स जो हैं जो कहाँ तक पहुँच रही हैं, 105 डिग्री तक पहुँच रही हैं. तो दिस इज कॉल्ड द शेडो जोन. ओके, तो दिस एरिया इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड द शेडो जोन. यहाँ तक ये नहीं पहुँच पा रही हैं. क्लियर? और अगर वहीं हम लोग बात करें पी वेव्स की, ठीक है. पी वेव्स जो हैं, now you can see here P waves को. So P waves appears as a band around the earth between 105 degree to, देखिए ये भी 105 डिग्री टू 105 डिग्री और यहाँ पे 145 to 145. So this area is called the shadow zone of the P waves. ठीक है, यहाँ पे ये नहीं पहुँच पा रही हैं तो it is called the shadow zone. Again P waves S waves का जो shadow zone है वो ये वाला है. तो दिस इज़ अ कोर, ठीक है. और ये उनका एपिसेंटर जहाँ से स्टार्ट हो रही है और यहाँ तक वो पहुँच रही हैं, यहाँ नहीं पहुँच पा रही हैं, तो शेडो जोन हो गया ये वाला, ठीक है. अगेन विद द पी वेव्स यहाँ से स्टार्ट हो रही हैं, यहाँ पे भी ट्रैवल कर रही हैं और इधर 105 डिग्री पे भी तक भी ट्रैवल कर रही हैं और यहाँ तक नहीं पहुँच पा रही हैं, यानी 145 to 105 ये नहीं पहुँच रही हैं. तो दिस इज़ कॉल्ड द शेडो जोन ऑफ द पी वेव्स. Clear? So these shadow zone of S waves is not only larger in extent but it is also a little over 40% of the earth surface. Clear? Very good. Okay, so now come to the next topic, types of earthquakes. So earthquakes जो हैं वो कितने types के होते हैं, पहली बात तो these are the 5 types of earthquakes. Tectonic earthquakes, volcanic earthquakes, collapse, explosion and the induced earthquakes. So ये क्या है, इनको एक बार डिटेल में समझ लेते हैं. So come to the tectonic earthquakes. The most common ones are the tectonic earthquakes and these are generated due to the sliding of rocks along a fault plane. Clear? Volcanic earthquakes. So a special class of tectonic earthquake is sometimes recognized as volcanic earthquake. So these are confined to areas of active volcanoes. Next is collapse earthquakes. So in the areas of intense mining activity, जहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा mining activities होती हैं. So sometimes the roof of underground mines collapse, causing minor tremors. So these are called collapse earthquakes. Another one is explosion earthquake. The ground shaking may also occur due to the explosion of chemical or nuclear devices. So such tremors are called explosion earthquakes. The last one is induced earthquakes. The earthquakes that occur in the areas of large reservoirs are referred to as reservoir induced earthquakes. Not only induced, it's reservoir induced earthquakes. Okay, so types of earthquakes is also completed. Now measuring earthquakes, हम earthquake को कैसे measure करते हैं, ठीक है? So the earthquake events are scaled either according to the magnitude or intensity of the shock, and the magnitude scale is also known as the Richter scale. तो इसका जो भी इंटेंसिटी है या मैग्नीट्यूड है उसको हम जो रिचर स्केल है उसके थ्रू उसको हम मेज़र करते हैं, ठीक है? एंड द मैग्नीट्यूड रिलेट्स टू द एनर्जी रिलीज ड्यूरिंग द क्वेक. जब अर्थक्वेक स्टार्ट हुआ है उस वक्त कितनी एनर्जी रिलीज हुई है उसके हिसाब से हम उसको मेज़र करते हैं. सो द मैग्नीट्यूड इज एक्सप्रेस्ड इन एब्सोल्यूट नंबर्स एंड द एब्सोल्यूट नंबर्स आर 0 to 10. The intensity scale is named after Mercalli, an Italian seismologist. The intensity scale takes into account the visible damage caused by the event, and the range of intensity scale is from 1 to 12. Now come to the another topic, which is effects of earthquake. Okay, so as we know that earthquake is a natural hazard, and the following are the immediate hazardous effects of earthquake. ठीक है? The first one is ground shaking. देखो जब भी earthquake आता है तो ground कैसे करता है? शेक करता है, एक कंपन होती है, ठीक है? तो उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? भूमि का हिलना या ज़मीन का हिलना, तो ground shaking. Next is differential ground settlement. जो भी हमारी धरती है उसमें क्या होता है, एक अलग सा कंपन होता है. जो भी सेटलमेंट है वो प्रॉपर नहीं रहता, अलग अलग जगह पे अलग अलग तरीके से वो हिलती है, ठीक है? लैंड एंड मड स्लाइड्स, यस, लैंड एंड मड स्लाइड्स होते हैं. लैंड स्लाइड्स होता है, मड स्लाइड्स होता है. सॉइल लिक्वेक्शन, सॉइल लिक्वेक्शन मीन्स जिसे हम कहते हैं मृदा द्रवण, मिट्टी जो है वो ऊंची नीचे जाती है या दब जाती है, ठीक है? एंड एवलांचेस, एवलांचेस मीन्स धरातल का एक तरफ झुकना, ठीक है? जो सॉरी इट्स ग्राउंड लर्चिंग. ग्राउंड लर्चिंग मीन्स भूमि का एक तरफ झुक जाना. एवलांचेस मीन्स हिमस्खलन, जो बर्फ़ होती है, बर्फ़ के पहाड़ जो होते हैं वो जो है स्लाइड करना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं. ग्राउंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट हो जाता है. एंड फ्लड्स फ्रॉम डैम एंड लीवी फेलर्स, जो डैम्स होते हैं उनके थ्रू फ्लड्स आना, बाढ़ आनी शुरू हो जाती है और वो पूरी तरह से जो है टूट जाते हैं. फायर्स, आग लगना, इलेक्ट्रिक जो वायर्स होते हैं आपस में जुड़ जाते हैं या इलेक्ट्रिक शॉर्ट सर्किट हो जाता है ड्यू टू दिस ऑल्सो. स्ट्रक्चरल कोलैप्स, यानी कि जो बिल्डिंग्स हैं बड़ी बड़ी वो कोलैप्स हो जाती हैं. फॉलिंग ऑब्जेक्ट्स, चीज़ें गिरती हैं. सुनामी ऑल्सो द पार्ट ऑफ दिस, सुनामी आती है, ठीक है? एंड डू यू नो व्हाट इज सुनामी? डू यू नो अबाउट इट? ओके, तो एक्चुअली द इफेक्ट ऑफ सुनामी वुड अक्कर ओनली इफ द एपिसेंटर ऑफ द ट्रेमर इज बिलो ओशनिक वाटर एंड द मैग्नीट्यूड इज सफिशिएंटली हाई. जब एपिसेंटर इसका ओशनिक वाटर में होता है और मैग्नीट्यूड बहुत ज़्यादा हाई होता है तब सुनामी आती है, ठीक है? एंड द सुनामी आर वेव्स generated by the tremors and not an earthquake in itself. Clear? So through the actual quake activity lasts for a few seconds, its effects are devastating provided the magnitude of the quake is more than 5 on the Richter scale. So the effects of earthquake is also completed. Now come to the frequency of earthquake occurrences. So the earthquake is a natural hazard, we know all that. So if a tremor of high magnitude takes place, it can cause heavy damage to the life and property of people also. So however, not all the parts of the globe necessarily experience major shocks. So we shall be discussing this distribution of earthquake and volcanoes with some details in the next chapter also. So the quakes of high magnitude like 8 plus are quite rare. They occur once in a 1 to 2 years, whereas those of tiny types occur almost every minute. तो बहुत बड़े बड़े जो होते हैं वो तो साल में 1-2 बार ही आते हैं, और जो बहुत ही रेयर होते हैं और जिनका मैग्नीट्यूड 8 से भी ज़्यादा होता है वो बहुत कम आते हैं, और हल्के फुल्के जो है हर मिनट पे हमें आते रहते हैं, लेकिन वी कैन नॉट फील दीज टाइप ऑफ अर्थक्वेक्स. ठीक है. So now the earthquake topic is completed now here, and in another video or the coming video we will discuss about the structure of the earth and the volcanoes. And volcanoes is another interior activity, and उसके थ्रू जो भी हमें काफ़ी सारी इंफॉर्मेशंस भी मिलती हैं. जो हमारे साइंटिस्ट हैं उसके जो अगर हम सैम्पल्स के थ्रू वो काफ़ी सारी चीज़ों का पता लगाते हैं कि इंटीरियर ऑफ द अर्थ या अर्थ के इंटीरियर में क्या है. क्लियर? ओके. सो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. टिल देन टेक केयर एंड बाय बाय.